and teaching you how to evade the killer in Dead by Daylight. For those of you that don't have 10 minutes to spare on your day, you're going on a date, I don't know, you're going to a wedding, I don't know why you're watching this tutorial now, but if you got no time, you just want to go straight into it, the timestamp is at the top right. You guys can go ahead and just skip there, and I'm going to teach you guys everything from there. So please, if you're impatient and you just want to get to it, go ahead. But for those of you that do have 10 minutes of your day to spare, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to evade the killer in Dead by Daylight. Now, I see a lot of newbie players coming on, and I feel really bad for them. It feels bad, man. So I'm just going to try to help you guys today. I'm going to give you guys the tips that I know. Obviously, this might not help you, or this might help you the most. And, if you guys do enjoy, make sure you smack the like button down below, because I know the comments that are going to come saying I don't know how to play this game, or my rank means nothing, my hours mean nothing, but there's going to be some of you guys that are curious, and for that purpose only, I would like to say that multiple times I am rank 1 survivor and killer. I have well over 800 hours on the game. I would have way over 1,000 if I actually stuck around and played this game back in the days, but I just played it, got my legacy gear, and I was out, and the game just went downhill from there. But now I'm enjoying the game once again. They fixed a lot of issues that they had. That was the main reason why I left. But they're back, and a lot of people are now playing this game, especially since it's on console, so I figured I can give my 2 cents in and hopefully help some of you guys that are brand new. So remember, this is not going to make you an instant pro. These are just some valuable tips and tricks that you guys can do from my 2 previous tutorials that you guys can watch. By the way, you can click right now. I also have one that teaches you how to farm blood points and escape Michael Myers, so you guys can go and watch him. A little self-promotion there, but I've created some tutorials in the past, and today I'm going to teach you how to evade the killer. This will consist of elite strategies, pretty good strategies from me that I know personally and I learned from my friends, as well as some things that you can do here and there as you develop your own skill and personality in Dead by Daylight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Alright guys, so what I'm going to be doing now is teaching you guys how to actually escape the killer in multiple ways. I'm going to be breaking this down into vaults, into jukes, into just strategies, and little bonus things here and there that you guys can do, as well as other strategies. So we're going to start off with the common jukes. We're going to start from the easiest jukes to the hardest jukes. Obviously, these won't work every single time with every single killer, but for the most part, they work. Please note that before I actually get into these things, there are perk setups that you guys can run to make this better. Definitely one perk in specific that I would recommend that you do this with, especially if you get hurt easily or you want to juke when you're hurt, because that's your issue. The perk is Iron Will. It is a lifesaver. I would definitely recommend it to anybody. It is a teachable for Jake, so you guys can go ahead and level up Jake to like 40 and get it on any character that you play on, or you can stick as Jake. It doesn't really matter. You can also combine this with lightweight to make it very, very easy to escape your killer, as well as sprint burst or no mitter or dead hard. These are obviously great perks to run. It all just depends on your playstyle. So we're going to start off with the most simple juke of them all. This is the vault juke. And essentially what you do here is when the killer is chasing you and you have a bit of a distance away from him, or you can successfully go over a vault that he's required to go over, and you actually go over it, what you actually do is vault over. And when the killer is vaulting, what you do is stay really close to the vault, to the right or the left of the killer, and you basically kind of push his leg, and you gotta get in there, and then vault over again. Obviously the gameplay is going to make this way better because my explanation is not the best, but hopefully this does make it more clear. Now, a lot of higher rank killers know that you're actually doing this, so be very careful when actually attempting to do this. However, this is one of the easiest and greatest strategies you can use to escape your killer. It really is a mind game, and they don't know where you go for the most part. You can make it a little bit better by actually running off a little bit in the other direction and then coming back around, so that way they think you actually ran somewhere and they're going to look for you. As soon as you get a little bit of room and you see the killer's not near you, you should probably run away. Moving on to the second one, this is more of a mind games kind of juke. What this is basically when your killer is predicting or prematurely swinging, stuff like that, you need to actually get into the mind of the killer and try to reverse psychology him. Now, you can do this at multiple spots on the map. I love doing this. This is personally my favorite way to go ahead and actually mess with the killer. And remember, you can actually combine these strategies like the vault juke with this. So essentially what you do, if you have a good amount of distance away from the killer, because this is something you would need, and you go over to a vault that the killer isn't required to go over, what you can do is basically run in one direction. Let's say you go to the right. So now instead of actually vaulting over, the killer would go around and you basically just run left and hide somewhere. It's really common and it's really easy. It really messes with the killer. It is the easiest mind game trick that you can do, but it just takes a little bit of skill and practice to actually pull it off correctly. Then you can continue to slowly vault. The killer will absolutely lose you if you run the correct perk setup and stuff like that. You'll see some entertaining gameplay right here. It's really satisfying to watch, but essentially that's how you lose most of your killers. Personally, I like doing this at the little shack. It's definitely one place you could obviously lose your killers. Just run through a door, run to the right or the left. The killer goes around and you just basically circle him. It's really easy. You can do this also at the concrete places where you can actually run around, or where there's barriers. Obviously, there's many easy places to do this at. It really messes with your killers, especially with the vaults, because the killers try predicting you. They would not want to vault, so it's easy to do it there. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you for jukes is basically the 360 juke, and after that I'm going to give you a little bit of a strategy what to do. Now, this one is a last resort. It is extremely hard to do. It's all about timing. It's all about practice. Don't expect to do this as soon as you jump into the game. You can try. It's very hard to pull off, especially when you're facing a higher ranked killer, because they're not oblivious to what you're trying to do. So use this as a last resort unless you're really good at it, like a professional player, and you would really want to do it. Essentially what it is when you're about to get hit by a killer, you either just 360 them so they miss completely. The way you actually do this, or the way I do it at least, is when I know that the red stain is right behind me and the killer is coming up for that hit, what I do is basically run to the left or the right and get the killer to prematurely swing, or to make them swing when they think the time is right. And as soon as I go that way, I go right to the other way and go around them. So I basically go behind them. Hopefully the video makes it a bit more clear. That's personally how I do it, and it works. From time, it buys you a couple seconds to get your mind together and go over vault or do something, get out of there. It's not a guaranteed way that you're going to live longer, but it just helps if there's nothing around and nothing to do. This works very well in the cornfield, as the killer can actually lose you, especially if you're hurt and you're running Iron Will. It's really a stinger. Most people, what they do instead of running to left and right like me, because sometimes you can get hit like that, they just try to 360. They do it a couple times around the killer to confuse them. So what they do is when the killer's about to hit you, they basically, let's say they're running to the left, they would press A, S, and then D to go around the killer, and then they go around the killer one more time by going back in front of them and then going back. So now the killer is just completely oblivious to where you went. Definitely a hard thing to do, and you can combine this with another strategy, and personally I think this one is going to be easier for you and it makes more sense. Let's say there's a vault coming up and the killer's about to hit you. You don't have a great distance from them. What killers would do is prematurely swing to actually hit you. So what you do if there's a vault or a barrier coming up, what you can do is run to that vault or barrier, but instead of vaulting or pulling down the barrier, what you do is you basically 360 around the killer so they can prematurely swing and hit it, and you basically evade the hit. So hopefully the gameplay makes it better, my interpretation of it, because my explanation is not the best, but hopefully this does help you guys. Now, moving on to the final tip. This is looked down upon for many killers. However, you can do this if it is required, if you want to waste a killer's time. Many survivors, many high rank players do this. I personally don't do this because I think it's just abusing the game, and there's gonna be one guy in there that's complaining, but look, for the sake of the tutorial, I have to teach you guys this, and that is how to inf-loop your killer. This is a great way to waste your killer's time. This is a great way to get face camp and piss him off too, but it is definitely a strategy that is still used to this day. From when I played way back then to now, even though bloodlust is in the game and you have killers like the huntress that can hit you or the doctor that can shock you, people still do this. So Essentially what it is you go to a place on the area where you can continuously run and the killer is not able to hit you. It's most commonly done with a pallet or a vault. A pallet is normally where they do it. And what you do is when the killer is behind you, you continuously run through this. And what the killer would do is keep his distance in most cases so he doesn't get barrier stunned. So what you do is continuously run over and over, and if the killer changes directions, you change your directions too. And as you see in the gameplay, it's kind of douchey, it kind of pisses the killer off, and you probably get tunneled, but it is a way to buy you some time. Some killers might leave you alone, some people might tunnel you, and when the killer does actually get too close, you can either vault, or you can go ahead and pull that barrier down and do it again, you know? So a lot of high rank players do this. It's, like I said, looked down upon, but it's a strategy that you can use. So those are the main jukes that I actually can teach you today. Obviously, there's more things that you guys can do. There's probably things that you guys know that I don't know personally. Sometimes you might have your own personal preference. So if you do have something like that, or you want to give me some constructive criticism, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll definitely read all of them. I always do that. And also, if you haven't seen my last 3 videos, my last 3 tutorials, make sure you check them out. Also, be sure to subscribe because, you know, I have some good videos coming in the future and I'm guaranteed you guys would like to watch them. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Also, I do live streams here and there. So hopefully this helped you guys, and especially you, Crazy. I hope you watched this point. Sorry for my very monotone commentary because I recorded this video last time. It was 14 minutes long. And I basically messed up the audio, so I lost a lot of motivation there, but I basically said everything I said in the last tutorial. So my name is Devin Drone King. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. See you in the fog, have fun, and hope to see you all soon. Peace.